last few days have been a case of putting my feet up. Well, there isn't always a desk handy in the world of fashion, so I say, use an intern. And no, she doesn't have a name. Interns are interns until they move up, and this one still has a week to go. I remember being an intern once. Actually, it was called work experience back then, but as ever, the industry gets more and more Americanized over time. I worked through the night writing details of garments for a shoot for the esteemed deputy fashion editor of a major broadsheet. I handed them to her, and without thinking, she screwed them up into a little ball and stuffed her bra with them. Charming. Now it's me calling the shots. Payback time, I think most would call it. And indeed, it was me that hired our intern 3 months ago as an unpaid gopher. Not because she seemed any good, but because she was the best of a bad bunch. And besides, I thought I could control her. Pass on some of the hate. I sadly underestimated the intern who only had one true master. Horses. Which kind of intrigued me. I was keen to observe how the timid horsey set would cope when under the gun. Don't tell her, but she's my horsey person guinea pig, kind of my own social work experiment. Got to stay creative somehow. So far, she's maintained her shy, sheepish stance and has referenced her daddy a lot. Oh, my daddy can help with this. I'll call him at once. Clearly Daddy is her Svengali and has helped turn her into this small ball of pride I see before me, who even managed to crack a few rare jokes this week. She's evidently chuffed she has the job, and why not? As the old-fashioned chestnut goes, there's always a million girls queuing up behind you for your job. Except I've created a monster. She's really started to irritate me this week. She fell out of my favour when I got her to read Pop magazine. She saw a girl in there with tattoos and proclaimed that she was scary. It was then that I realised me and the horsey set would never get on, because clearly she has no respect for the fashion freaks I aspire to. Since then, she keeps hovering around me for things. Wherever I am, she's there. Don't hover! It's the worst thing you can do in fashion. It'll make you come across as very needy and pathetic, which isn't what fashion's all about. It's far worse than that. I'm a model and I'm looking good, which makes me unobtainable, aloof and otherworldly. In fact, I'm so not of this world, I'm weightless. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stomach ignition. We have liftoff for planet Bulimia! Bulimia. That's another story.